And so in this particular text, the Lord is speaking clearly to us. He's speaking clearly to us to let us or help us understand that we've got to become people who are not afraid to make decisions. We got to become people who are not afraid to go against the status quo. Because after all, when you have a problem, when you have a situation, when you have a dilemma, there are many times no one else feels what you feel. No one else is dealing or struggling with what you're struggling with. So if anybody's going to cry out, it has to be you. I can't depend on you to cry out and look for a solution for my problem. I can't depend on someone else verbalizing in a sufficient manner the struggle or the trial that's about to cause me to take my life. At some point, it needs to become so real or overpowering to me that I would get to the place that I would cry out, and even if I didn't believe in God, I'm throwing away the foolish stuff, and I'm saying, God, if you be God, if there is a God, if you are true, I'm not calling on Buddha now. I'm not calling some other God. I'm not depending on money right now, because money can't buy me health, and money can't buy a whole lot of things. But so, Lord, I'm expecting then, if you are real, I'm giving myself to you right now so that you can do something about my situation. Is there anybody here other than me that has experienced something that has gripped you so tight like that you had to cry out unto God? I believe now, even though if you don't say so, I believe somebody have, because you know how we are. Many of us don't come to God unless there's a problem knocking on our door. But so what the Lord wants us to know is that we've got to get to the place. Listen, he says that we've got to get to the place where we begin to live out of deciding or decision based on the evidence of his word. Not choosing between what life has to offer, because life can line you up things here to offer you, and not one of them will be good for you. And even though I got a choice, what do I supposed to do? What am I to do when everything you're presenting me to choose from is no good for me? That's when I got to have a resolve. I got to be willing to make a decision that even if folk walk away from me, I still would be all right. That even if I have to lose some stuff, I'll still be okay. Paul Tillich said it like this. He said, a decision is a risk that's rooted in the courage of being free. So in other words, if you ain't got something bothering you so much that you're just dying to be free, you will not risk making a decision to bring you out of it. Somebody's not tired of what they're in just yet. Somebody's not sick and tired enough to come out of what they're dealing with. But I'm one that says, Lord, I need you to do something right now. And even if I got to go by myself, I'm willing to go on by myself. Yes. That's the way it is. And so we have to be willing. We have to be willing to make a decision even when it goes against the rules of tradition. Somebody tell your neighbor, said, I'm going to bust tradition up. And I've got to bust tradition up because, see, tradition won't let me be free. Tradition won't let me get healed. Tradition will not cause me to walk in the wealthy place. Why? Because tradition and law is geared towards keeping me out of the inner circle, keeping me out of the presence of the Lord. But I know the Lord came so that I could have a life, a right to the tree of life, right? And because of that, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get to the one that can help my situation. And so in this particular text, that's what happened. In this text here, we understand that this woman here had something that was bothering her, something that was perplexing her to the point that she just said, listen, I don't care. I don't care what they say, and I don't care what they think, because nobody's tried to come down here and fix my situation. No matter of fact, and even if they came, they don't have the power necessary to change the thing that I'm going through. And so what I need to do then is get to the place where I can call on the one who's able, and then after he does it for me, maybe or perhaps they'll have faith enough then to realize God is God, and he does still heal. He does make ways out of no way. So a blessing, she was seeking a blessing. Anybody here seeking a blessing? Amen. If you're seeking a blessing blessing can be words, a blessing can be actions, and it can be a plea to God for favor in any situation. You remember when Abraham stepped out in faith. He left now his house in Haran and decided to follow the Lord, and he worshiped him all the way across the Near East. He had made a decision to follow the Lord because he had an understanding that it was a process that began with a promise. And so God has promised us some things, and because God promised us something, we can expect to get what he promised in the end.